Just ready to go because Mike gave me that Rev coffee this morning. Where are you, Mike? Are you on it too? Pass it around.
All right. Stop drinking it.
6:30. Let's get going. Code of conduct item of the week is to work the OSHA, and all the different standards, including our own. And we're going to talk in a few moments about fire extinguishers. I see some on the table there. See if I can scroll down now. There we go. Corporate announcements. Accounting would like us to send any status changes to them. So if you've gotten married, divorced, had children, whatever, stop by. Make sure you got to give all those updates and your status to the accounting department. And if you have to change beneficiaries, if you add or subtract from your family size, you want to make some adjustments here. And Abby, I called her Amy last week, but Abby Hurlbert of Summit Wealth will be available for June 19th. So sign up. I think some of you already have, and if you did, I think Sarah put a little reminder in your check on when you're meeting her. EPSC. We got a lot of mileage out of this, aren't I? So did anyone notice that I put this week we cover Chapter 11, dewatering? That's because this is a state document. There's 2 Chapter 11s. Dewatering activities, 12. Or actually, there are 2 12s, I mean. So there's no 11. So the purpose is whenever we treat water, to make sure it's clean before it's discharged and leaving the site. Dewatering, in this case, means water just extracted from the excavation, so probably contains silt and materials that would be polluting the receiving waters when we send it out. So we need to treat it, and there's different ways. They suggest the sock filters or sediment filter bags, and we know that seems to kind of be of limited value because they plug up so quickly. And sometimes what we would have is something modified from this, but with stone on it, hay bales and things, just to drain the water out without, and then filter it out make a filter basically in that little pond, little sediment pond. So pretty straightforward. So next week will be Chapter 12 again. So now we're going to talk about the Berlin STPG signal, SIGNL 40, which is a signal reconstruction project for VTrans, and that's on Route 62, which is the main drag coming off the interstate, and where Airport Road comes in with Fisher Road. So that's a very busy intersection, as you probably have traveled through there and noticed. The hospital is right there, so just a lot of activity. And our scope is a long list of highway construction items, ranging from bituminous cold pavement, cold planing, super paving after, signage, signal work, just about everything you can imagine. So there we got a little, that must be the new turning lane, is that right? Yep. Oh, okay. And Matt Saganowicz isn't here, right?
Did you sign up?
He signed on?
Yeah, just did.
Hey, Matt, how about those pictures you were going to send me last night? This picture is courtesy of Matt Orzalak, and then I had a couple from the other day traveling through. And you'll see cold planing activities going on down the hill. We're matching up with some other pavement improvement work going on just down the hill. And we have a pretty complex, sorry, Ken. No problem, Matt. Pretty complex and involved traffic control plan, as you'd expect on a busy intersection like that.
We weren't driving while we were taking these pictures, were we?
No, I was riding. I'm in the passenger seat. No, I am. See, well, I cropped it out, but there you can see the antenna.
Okay.
So, you know. Yep. So that's what I got for this week, and then we'll talk about the fire extinguishers, and Matt's got a presentation.
All right, good morning.
Good morning. So everybody kind of probably has been aware now, Stu's back. He's been out doing some really intensive site audits with myself as well. And this item has been something that we've been lacking on all of our job sites, is we've been out of compliance regarding our fire extinguishers. So we have this little thing. We're going to modify, try to change things up a little bit, hopefully a better program, better system, so we can track, also save some money, and get in compliance with the regulations. So the requirements are in VOSHA is we need to have at least one fire extinguisher per job, really. And if we have a dedicated office, we need to have a fire extinguisher in that office, and then we should have one in the field at all times. So the best way to look at it is all job trailers, all job or tool trailers, ECI trucks should have a fire extinguisher in them, because these need to be readily available anytime we're doing any type of hot work or any type of chance that we could start a fire through cutting, grinding, welding, cutting, any torch work and stuff like that. We need to have a fire extinguisher readily available, is how it's written in the standards. So we need to make sure we have them, and everybody needs to know where they are located. These are the two standard fire extinguishers we have. They're also right here in front of you. These fire extinguishers, this one here is a 10-pounder and this is a 5-pounder. The 10-pounder is really the ones for office. This one goes over here, but it's more for office, fire extinguishers. It kind of follows that requirements. And then any fueling station would need actually a bigger fire extinguisher than this one, any of those big fueling stations we have on any of our job sites. And this little one, the 5-pounders, this is the one we want in our heavy equipment, our trucks, and job trailers, something like this. This is not going to put out a big fire, but what it's going to do is it's going to meet the requirements, and it's going to put out any small burning fire that might happen on our job sites. It'll extinguish it very quickly. The regulation only says that we need to have anything 2A or greater, and what like a 2A extinguisher is really is a 55-gallon drum with water with 2 pails. That's like a 2A fire extinguisher. So we got to go above and beyond with the ABC combination dry chemical extinguishers, but we just need to make sure that we have these things. And then the biggest things is the fire extinguishers inspection. So we need to do a monthly inspection. Hopefully you've been kind of seeing that. It's one thing that we've been failing to do. We've had a lot of extinguishers without having inspections or tags on them. So we've got to make sure that you see these tags. All right, we're trying to use these tie-back tags. Hopefully they last longer. We're going to try to laminate them as well. But we're going to have this new policy where actually instead of going to Larry's shop for a lot of these 5- and 10-pounders, Larry's still going to have his fire extinguishers for maintenance of his trucks and stuff like that. But if you need a fire extinguisher for your pickup truck, crew truck, job trailer, come to the tool crib or safety department, because we're going to be issuing out fire extinguishers with a new kind of ECI number on them that's going to have our tracking list that we're going to track, so we know where these fire extinguishers are. Just in case if the tag loses it, we can look at the ID number of the extinguisher, and we're allowed to re-tag that extinguisher as long as we have a backlog of the inspection dates that we looked at it. So always look at the charge needle on it, the pin and hose, and look for any rust or damage. Anything like that, then we have to take it out of service. So again, the needle, make sure it's in the green, the pin's in place. This tag needs to be here as well, this tag, and any rust, any damage like that, we'll have to take it out of service. We would like for everybody to do their own inspections if the fire extinguisher is good. We're going to try to hit them on our safety audits, but it's also if you could do it yourself. I'll go over that slide again. So again, the new procedure, we're going to be issuing out these extinguishers. Each extinguisher will have an ID number which will be dedicated to the truck or trailer. Their purpose is to be able to retag the extinguishers if the tag is missing, because our old protocol is that just waited for the monthly inspection that Fire Protect came, and that kind of gets expensive. So we're trying to maintain a lot of the maintenance with fire extinguishers internally here at ECI. Again, here's our tailboard. Fire extinguishers here located up here on the top. we should be seeing that on our in our inspections where the trucks are located, what's the number of where your fire extinguishers are, and then on the bottom, what we'd like to see is if you did your fire extinguisher, we're going to be going around in the next couple weeks IDing everybody's fire extinguishers. So if you do your monthly inspection, put your ID number here and the date that you inspected it. And then when Alberta and myself look at the tailboards, we can update our fire extinguisher log for the whole company. And then, if we're missing inspections, then we can go trying to hunt that fire extinguisher down and get back into compliance. So this is something new that we're trying. Be patient with us. It's going to take a little bit to get all the fire extinguishers out there, but I think it's going to be cost saving and it's going to keep us better in compliance, because something that other construction companies have been hit in the past when we talk about, what's FOSHA's direction and what are they citing people for, and fire extinguishers have been a hot topic. So we're just trying to be proactive and get ahead of the curve and have a good procedure in place moving forward. Is there any questions? Well, thanks for your time. Let's have a safe day.
Remember to have them available when you're doing hot work, at hand.
Yes, it should. Yep. You should be in sight doing hot work.
In sight and hot work.
Yeah.
And when you store it, you want to store it where you open up the job trailer and it's jumping out at you.
Yeah.
Not kind of hidden in the back.
That's a good point. Hi, Lumbra. Ryan Martell. Jacob Master.